What is film editing? Well, film editing is the art, technique, and practice of assembling shots into a coherent sequence. The job of an editor isn't simply just to mechanically put pieces of a film together. It also includes cutting of film slate or edit dialogue scenes. The first moving picture was in 1894, where the arrival of the train, which was created by the Lumiere brothers in 1895. The film was called La Redone Train with no edit. The story was linear, and there is only one shot. No editing at all, but incredible to the audience at the time. The full potential of film was not shown. Then, 6 long years later, in 1900, directors began toying with the stopping the camera roll location. This was the first form of later editing, where filmmakers realized they could glue cement pieces of the film together to make a different film right together. It was done by scissors, magnifying glass, tape, and it's that easy to do. But it wasn't that easy to do because you had to hold up the film like in 1903. The first signs of editing are shown in film around 1903. For example, Edwin Porter's film The Great Train Robbery. The edits used were cut in by using a splicing machine. In 1915, D.W. Griffith was the first person to use a range of different shots in a film after he used shots such as close-up in the film Birth of a Nation. This changed film in a major way, as the techniques are even used today. Jimmy Edward Smith was Griffith's film cutter. Then, after the First World War, in 1917, the first idea for a moviola is conceived. A moviola is a device that allows a film editor to view a film while editing the movie. It was the first successful machine for motion picture, which was invented by Iwan Saria in 1924. D.W. Griffith uses editing to create space and time in film. He uses flashbacks and landscape. He uses landscape, which shows the space between characters or objects that doesn't share the same shot. And moving on, in 1924, Moviola launches, allowing films makers to truly edit for the first time, allowing clips to be spliced together and cut apart while being viewed. This was the first successful editing machine to go public, and it was so good that the editors used it for many, many years. And also, Iris von Stroheim in 1924, editing had gone on to add colour to certain parts of the films, and the way they did this is by individually colouring each shot by hand. Lev Kuleshov was one of the few pre-revolutionary filmmakers to remain in Russia after 1917. Kuleshov was demonstrating that the film could transcend space and time, that the viewer would construct the geography in their own heads as they were watching the film. This was called the Soviet theory of montage. To Kuleshov, the creation of film doesn't start with the camera's roll. That was just getting the raw material. As the film is born in the edit, which the Soviet called montage from the French term, which means to assemble, this montage theory will see even greater refinement of one of the Russia's most famous silent filmmakers, and student of the silent filmmakers and student of the Kuleshov workshop, Sergei Eisenstein. Sergei Eisenstein, along with D.W. Griffith, are the two pioneering geniuses of early cinema. Though Griffith would create the language of continuity, through practicing practical problem solving, Eisenstein would approach film intellectually. Eisenstein knew editing to break free of the confines of time and space and communicate abstract ideas in a new and moderate way. This includes rhythm, which is the duration of shot that controls the flow and beat of the moving image production, and it also creates tension with the flow and beat of the image. In 1824 to 1971, linear editing developed as the basis of the noviola. Linear editing is transferring the video from one deck to the other and build up a show by assembling in linear fashion. The first non-linear editing came up in 1963, where Ampex introduced the Editech, which was an all-electronic videotape recorder that had a simple processor that could control in and out points by audio tone. Non-linear editing is a method that allows you to access any frame in a digital video clip, regardless of the sequence of a clip. In 1956, films were in full color, and filmmakers started introducing advanced techniques such as flashback and parallel editing. Henry E. Fron introduced the two. In 1971, the first ever digital editing software system launches, being the size of 2 washing machines, and it allowed digital playback and easier cutting and splicing. In 1981, Lucasfilm introduced the Edit Droid. The device includes 3 monitors and allows film to be viewed and edited on Laserdisc. CGI is easily achievable on them. In 1989, the ECMZ is released for personal computers, and it's the first time for anyone of the general public will be able to get back with editing software for personal use. It helped the growth of small and indie films. In 1982, Adobe Premiere launches on Laserdisc for personal home computers and work environment for film producers. The software allows for special effects to be added and many different transition overlays and speed changes to be applied to scenes.